I mean, if you
Yeah,
want
I
to be
get
number
it.
one,
I get
A
what
lot
you.
of
I
niggas
get
been
what you.
on this
By the
same
way,
wave for mad long, man.
Mario Davenport, thank you for the 10. He says, "Ask how many songs on this album you like." Boom kind of asked me this before, and this is why, like, I'm gonna answer your question, but the answer isn't really indicative of really what I feel about the album. Like, I kind of like the majority of songs on this album, but I like it on a it's cool. It's not like, oh, I love it. You get what I mean? So it's like I'm not listening to these songs like, yo, this shit is whack as hell. Like, it's passable. Like, yo, oh, this is good. Now, I feel like this is an album he left throwaways on. Like, I've never really thought. Anytime I listen to a Drake album, I've never said, oh, this is a throwaway song. This album, like, all right, this is a throwaway.
you think so?
Act.
I think this album,
You don't.
man.
And also, here's the thing. A lot of songs that I'm like about, other people like. So that's why I'm like, yo, maybe it's just my taste.
Cool.
That
That's
is
the thing, like
true.
if you understand the concept, like if you listen to it for like the concept, it serves a purpose. Every song in here kind of serves a
Bro,
purpose.
every
Yo.
song besides let's say the Yeet song, the first
And
person
the
shooters, about like
Bad
three
Bunny.
songs.
Let me ask a
Yeah,
philosophical
even then, but
question. Let me ask a philosophical question that goes to Kyrie. That goes to Kyrie's point. And I ask everybody who's watching this. Chat, y'all answer this. Is it whose fault it is if the art isn't interpreted and understood correctly? Is it the artist's
your
fault
fault.
for not presenting it as such? Or is it the fault of the consumer, the watcher, the viewer, because they're not interpreting it as maybe the artist had wanted you to? Or is there a middle
That's
ground?
your fault. No, it's the viewer's fault because it's like art is like he know what it's about, and if you don't get it, that's on you. Like, let's say, I don't know, this is a wild one, but like, let's say To Pimp a Butterfly. Some people probably thought it was just, oh, this is some different Kendrick, but the whole time it's a whole message behind it. And if you didn't get that when you heard All Right, and you didn't get that when you heard You or I, then that's your problem because he let the message go. And the message ain't that, like, it ain't that I don't mean to cut you off, Kari, but it ain't that like hidden. It's a love album. It's basically these bitches ain't shit. It's basically niggas talking about hoes and how they ain't shit. Like, if you really listen to the album, it is a message in For All the Dogs. Besides, when you get past the Yeet and the first person shooters
Boom.
and shit like that.
Boom. I feel like
Let,
it's Drake.
let me
I'm
respond to
sorry.
that. I think honestly, we've gotten to a point in music where people kind of have like some people don't appreciate the art behind making a project, and that's why we go into singles. And I think every time nowadays, since people look into like first week numbers and all that, people start listening to the music to find something to brag that the artist got a hit rather than listen to the whole project. And I think that's why
True.
when we talk about
Look at Kendrick.
well, yeah, when we talk about Kendrick, most people who are fans of Kendrick are appreciative of the whole entire art piece of it. And like some artists I go into listening to their project like art piece, for example, like Travis Scott last project. That was his art piece version of his music, right? But the album before that, what was it? Well, I can't think of the name. Somebody tell me the name.
Astro
But
World.
which
Astro
album?
World.
Yeah, with
Astro.
Astro World, that shit's all hits. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit you with the slaps. Then the Utopia was like more like a art piece, mosaic type thing. And I think
I
But I
also
think
believe this,
Astro was
right?
an art piece too, man. It just had slaps.
And by the way, I also believe that if this, again, I keep saying presentation. If this album isn't rolled out pretty much middle of a tour, it's not so close to his last album, and if it was a time enough where people could get off the last vibe he's on and kind of like kind of get into like this new vibe or whatever, or get into the vibe for this album at least, I think people kind of think about it differently. And again, it comes back to saturation, right? So if you're dropping, like, you're bound to have a reaction like what you're having now when you're dropping a project every, like, especially if you're artists of Drake's caliber, where your projects aren't going to come and go like that. But if you're dropping a project every 6 months or so, you're gonna get one of these where people are still on the last shit, and then this new shit just doesn't sound as good as the last shit. So rather than embrace this for what it is, people are just saying, well, it ain't the last shit, so yeah, maybe there's a problem.
You got a point, Act, but I do feel like if we would have connected more to this project if he would have did more press, if he would have spoke more, if he would have done more interviews, like on off the record. You feel me? Like we would have definitely connected.
Facts. I'm sorry, but it's like,
He on
bro,
the clock.
it's so 400. It's so 400K because he ain't roll it. I don't give a fuck, bro. Posting it on your fucking. This is really what pissed me. Posting on your Instagram and talking about it at your tour, where you're like, the key to selling an album is not just for your fans. It's for fans that know who you are but ain't fans. But I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. If you only promoting this album to people who already support you, you know what I mean? And not trying to, like, bro, CLB, that shit was on Sports Center. It was Billboard. So it was niggas who didn't even know this nigga that was like, okay, I'll check this album out. Some old head was watching Sports Center and was like, oh, I know that Drake guy. He's Lil Wayne's homie. I'll listen to this album. You know what I mean? If you just posting it, he ain't posting on Twitter. He ain't posting nowhere else. Just his Instagram. So that's the rollout. Like, even if we think this album is ass, it could sell more. That's what I'm saying. It could sell more even if everybody thinks this album is trash. It's still Drake. It can still sell more than 400K.
All right. So my question is this for you, Boom. Do you feel like Drake felt that 400K? Do you felt like he felt that shit? Like, damn, I just sold 400K. Like,
I mean, man,
I think not, man.
I think he did because Drake only responded to the hate. Like, he only responded to the hate. So I feel like something was getting to him.
Listen, I don't think he's bothered by the 400K. Listen, when your head is really in the clouds. And I think Drake's problem, that's why I try to let him know who his real competition is. You're competing with Bad Bunny and Taylor Swift. When if you're so, like, pull like this, if you're Usain Bolt and you're beating number 2 by a whole second, okay, maybe that one race where you beat the person who came in second by like just 0.3 seconds, right? Which is still like in 100 meters term, like a lot. If that's your competition, like, bro, you're not gonna always be like, yo, no, I need to be a second faster than these people. I think he's looking at the hip hop crowd, and even if he does nothing, he's still gonna be number 1. And what incentive do you have to do a rollout like CLB?
Number 1 in terms of what?
He's always going to be the rapper who streamed the most. So all that Travis Scott bullshit is not
numbers.
Yeah. In terms of numbers, yes.
I mean, true. He on the clock. He on the clock. He needs to drop that. He need to get Drake fans a reason to start like laughing in people's faces. Like, our artist is making the best music. It's undeniable. He's on the clock. These last few albums ain't been.
Hood Magic. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, you got a point, but it's like, of course he's gonna be the most streamed. He dropped 50 albums a fucking year. If J. Cole, if he really promote that shit, he can do that. I hope you know that. Like, J. Cole can sell 411K, especially with the hype going around. Like, everybody thinks J. Cole is washing niggas' beats. He sold 300K with like an off album. It wasn't even the main album. Yo, so if he actually promote it and push it, he can
I know J. Cole having like a little hot streak right now, but come on, man, he is not the boy, bro. He is not.
But I'm saying, let's say it will be a discussion. If he sell 450K, it's a discussion. If Drake's last album just sold 411K, it will be a discussion. I'm sorry, you know it will.
Yo, I love you, Act, but I gotta say this: the stream is saying next topic. I know you love Drake, but they is ODing right now. They don't want to hear this shit no more. I'm so sorry.
All right, people. We'll actually move on. We'll move on. Let me see what's going on here.